and am awoken by the sound of sleigh bells at 1 minute to midnight on Christmas Eve. Hello again, and now I've got my other Christmas hat on, Father Christmas hat, and the bobble should go at the back. Now that's probably a good idea because now I can see what I'm doing. So I'm going to talk to you about Christmas. Why is that, you might say? Well, the reason being is because it is nearly Christmas. Well, I'm actually Father Christmas this year, although what I mean is for one day only, and of course not forgetting the night before, which as you know is Christmas Eve, and if you don't know that, you do now. Only problem is that I have a real weakness for cups of tea and coffee. Anyway, here's how a typical Christmas pans out for me, although I don't do any washing up, although that is not strictly true because this Christmas I have been given this lovely pair of washing up gloves for the kitchen sink. Well, not actually for the sink, it's for things to be washed up in the sink. So I'm going to be really busy doing that, and I've also been given this Christmas sock or stocking which isn't for washing up and it's not for wearing, and it's, well, I've got a bit of a runny nose at the moment, but I won't go into that. I'm just getting a bit of over the old cold, you see, so enough of that, but that would make a good handkerchief. Anyway, how does a typical Christmas pan out for me? I don't do much washing up, although I might well be because of this glove that I've just explained to you. After having gone to bed at 2:32 in the afternoon on December the 17th, I sleep for 7 days, 23 hours and 43 seconds and am awoken by the sound of sleigh bells at 1 minute to midnight on Christmas Eve. I jump out of bed and have a sandwich and some frozen food out of the freezer. I don't mean by that I am in the freezer when I eat the sandwich, but rather I get something out from it to eat. Also I mean sandwich, as in sandwiches, as I usually eat 3 of them, but of course all of this depends very much on, or maybe entirely upon, whether there is any food there in the first place. Also the food may not be to my liking, and another possibility is that the food may well be out of date. So to cut a long story short then, if there is nothing to eat, then it is a bit like saying that if you can't stand the not eat, then get out of the kitchen, which is invariably where I don't find myself when I feel hungry, i.e. not in the kitchen. Despite all this talk about nibbles, cakes and things, I am actually on a diet, or as I prefer to call it, my tummy is not inviting the food molecules otherwise known as an non-invat M phase. I get these non-invat M phases very regularly now. I have had them 7 times in the last 8 Christmases. So what is my favourite food? Well, as I like a lot of sleep, I love kippers. In fact, one Christmas I dreamt so much of them that they kept me awake all night, and guess what I had to deliver that Christmas to someone in London? Yes, a big parcel of kippers. Anyway, after jumping out of bed, I sometimes hit my head on the ceiling, and then I go and shave my beard off, but always remember in time that I must not shave, although this year is an exception because I actually shaved my beard off a few weeks before Christmas, but it might grow overnight. I haven't got any shaving cream anyway, because I used it all a few weeks ago, you see. So here I am, ready to go on my rounds around the world. Good night, happy Christmas.